Today we're starting our day at Ikea, but that's not where we're going. We're just stopping there before we see Cirque Du Soleil's Bazzar. So I wanted to take you on a little journey today. We're gonna stop at Ikea first, kill some time because we got here really early. So let's take a walk through and see what Ikea has to offer. I honestly, it's been a while since I've gone to Ikea. And I always like to see all the cool little things they have, so I figured we could take a little walk through before the show starts. You always gotta follow those arrows because otherwise you'll get lost in what appears to be someone's house. And while we're here, Raven's looking for Blåhaj. This isn't Blåhaj, this looks like his skin, but we're gonna keep looking. Look at this fat cat, I love it. Huh, that's strange. I don't remember there being water outside the window. Probably because that's a picture, not a real window. If we do look out the window, though, we'll see something awesome, which is what we're going to see. Here's the Mall of America over here, but over here is the big top. The Grand Chapiteau. And I can't wait to get over there, but the show isn't starting yet, so let's keep walking through Ikea, see if we can find Raven a Blåhaj. I like to walk through Ikea and pretend that I have the money to buy a kitchen like this. I wish I could, though. This is absolutely beautiful. This is something new since the last time I was at Ikea. I love these giant light-up heads. Iskarna? I never know how to say any of these words. If you know how to say them, maybe write the pronunciation in the comments below. I found this really neat. Ikea seems to be doing more businessy setups as well in sort of their back area, like this coffee shop they have set up. Or over here, they even had a salon set up. And if you like playing video games, or maybe you're a YouTube content creator and need some cool background ideas, Ikea's got you covered. Look at these. I wish I actually had some of this stuff in my office, although my office is pretty cluttered and I don't really stream games, so it's not for me. And I think we're about to find Blåhaj as we are entering the kids section, which has some really cool stuffed animals and things. Check out these little astronaut bears and rabbits and all sorts of animals they have in astronaut suits. Raven and I were looking around at some of the room setups and the lighting. There's some really creative stuff in Ikea, and it's a great place because a lot of this stuff is cheap. Oh, and they even had a little alien. I'm not sure what a panda bear has to do with the theme. And over here they have like a little aquatic area. You even have some aquatic lighting. Here's a shark, but it's not Blåhaj. We looked, but I had a feeling we were getting closer because as I noticed around this light corner, there was some plush octopus and then all the animals in the jungle here. We got a snake, a dinosaur, which maybe doesn't live in the jungle. Maybe it did, I don't know. And let's see, a puppy dog. Probably didn't live in the jungle either. But, you know, but we did find Blåhaj, and of course, Raven loves it. But first, let's grab some lunch because we're not going to eat at Cirque. And it looks like Ikea's got a large variety of foods you can choose from. I chose the cod with the lemon garlic, and of course, some mashed potatoes and a veggie patty. I'm not sure what they're called. They're kind of like pucks of vegetables. And of course, downstairs is where you check out, but I wanted to first look at their supermarket area, which is where they carry some of the foods that you can order in the cafeteria area. One of my favorite things Ikea makes is this lemon dill stuff. It's great on fish like salmon, but unfortunately they were all out. In fact, a lot of their supermarket was kind of bare. I was quite surprised at how few items they had at this location. After checking out the supermarket and failing to find some lemon dill sauce, I ended up just giving up, and Raven bought her Blåhaj, and we ended up heading to the Mall of America, which is right across the street. If you've never been to the Mall of America before, it covers 5.6 million square feet. That's a lot of space to cover, and it has over 500 stores. So we're going to check out a few of them, but I don't think we're going to get to all of them today. This mall is based out of Bloomington, Minnesota, which commonly it's said Minneapolis because it's the metro, but it's really Bloomington, Minnesota. And there's so many stores to go to. One of the food places, though, is called Waffles and Dingies, and I love waffles. Definitely a place I'll have to stop and try out some waffles at some point. The mall was kind of warm, though. The air conditioning really, it has a hard time covering this entire mall, so we decided to cool off at the store next to Claire's after getting a lobotomy at Claire's because they offer free piercings. No, I'm just kidding. But we did stop at this great boba place and ordered a cool drink. We ordered a drink called the Dragon Breeze, which was delicious, and we added some strawberry popping pearls inside. It was absolutely delightful, and I love the popping pearls that explode in your mouth. It was very refreshing. Right across from the food court was what's called Wink World, which is a place made by Blue Man Group's Chris Wink, which, oddly enough, Blue Man Group is owned by Cirque Du Soleil now. This store called Alpaca Connection had a bunch of stuffed alpaca in front of the store. Unfortunately, they're $29 a piece, and honestly, I was only interested in the giant one, and I can't imagine how much that was worth. This center of the mall, which is called the Huntington Plaza here, it has a little performance stage, but you can really see how big this mall is. There's 4 stories in this mall, all filled with retail space and various things like aquariums and comedy clubs. Speaking of clubs, if you're into juggling or flow arts, Air Traffic has juggling clubs and juggling balls, as well as some other flow art stuff like this Fun in Motion rechargeable whirligig. I don't know what it is. It looks like a poi. But yeah, they have all sorts of different stuff, devil sticks as well. If you want to learn how to juggle, this is a great place to get your supplies, especially with some of the starter stuff that they have. They also have kendamas and yo-yos. It really took me back to see the Duncan Butterfly and the Duncan Imperial. I used to see them all the time at Toys R Us when I was a kid. And like I said, it's not just retail space. They have things like Blacklight Mini Golf. And Jimmy Buffett just passed away, but they still have his Margaritaville. And over here is the Crayola Center. They have the Crayola Experience in the mall as well. However, I just wanted to check out the gift shop, see what kind of Crayola stuff they had. I think everyone's had Crayola crayons in their lifetime. And what do kids love but a giant tube of sugar? That's exactly what you want to get your kid when they're in the mall at the Crayola Experience is sugar. They'll be bouncing off the walls. And if you have a favorite color, they have crayon stuffed animals as well. And every color of shirt and sock and cup and pens and mugs, anything you could think of, they had it in Crayola. This area was pretty neat because you can make your own marker or crayon box. They had both markers and crayons stacked up on the wall so you could see what colors you were picking. And then, of course, you could get your own empty box and fill it full of all your favorite colors. Or if you wanted one color, I guess you could just do one color. Or you can get a bunch of colors and glue them together and make a giant artwork like this thing. Look how cool that is. They just glued a bunch of crayons together, stuck them on a wall in a frame, and they look super cool. It looks like a real art piece from far away. It's hard to find a Rainforest cafe these days, but Mall of America still has one. This one unfortunately was kind of empty, and going in the gift shop, I wasn't even sure if it was open because of how dark it was. Somewhere rooted in my brain is this tree. I remember seeing it as a child, and I remember it talking too, but it wasn't talking this time. I looked around the gift shop and I couldn't really find anyone, so I just kind of decided to head back out. It's hard to find themed restaurants these days. It was a huge thing in the 90s, and Rainforest Cafe is one of those few places you can still find it. Or one of the few places you can proceed to the Elephant for seating. I wouldn't consider it a themed restaurant, but they did have a Bubba Gump shrimp, And out front, they had the Forrest Gump box of chocolates and the outfit he wore in the famous scene.
Life was like a box of chocolates.
There's a lot of toys in Mall of America as well. You got the Lego store, or this cool place called Kappa Toys, which I really loved because there's this talking reindeer, I guess Vivian C. Snow? I'm not really sure if Vivian is like the mascot of this store, but they had a lot of cool Japanese imported plushies like Pusheen, Hello Kitty, Sanrio stuff, all sorts of cute little kawaii figures and purses. I really like this one. If you like skateboarding, they have you covered as well. Look at all these plushies, all different shapes, sizes. They have little tiny ones to gigantic ones like these ones here. All different kinds of styles and outfits to choose from. Oh, Raven, you don't want to take that home. He might axolotl questions. Ooh, I see something Kaden might like. Oh, hey there, Mario. Alright, we'll see you later, Vivian. Raven wanted to make a quick stop in Sephora real quick, and I'm glad we did because they actually have the Wicked collection. I've never seen this before. They have the Alphaba and Glinda side, as well as this cool Wicked Witch makeup brush with the broomstick. On the first floor, we hopped over to Barnes & Noble's, where we noticed the Safe and Sound book by Mercury Stardust, local trans handyman. Raven's learning how to run electricity through her house right now. Another store over, we noticed the Zoltar case looked a little different and it says Zolblat instead. Also inside the Lego store, it's really neat to look around and just see some of the displays they had, but we were running out of time. It was almost time to head over to Cirque du Soleil, so I just want to show you a few more of these amazingly intricate Lego sets. They have huge ones, they have little smaller ones too. I'm not patient enough for Legos. I've never been able to put one together without getting impatient and just throwing it in a box. So if you've got that kind of patience, kudos to you. This wasn't the first Mario we've seen today, but it's definitely the first one made out of Legos that actually blinks. This was a really cool feature where you can make your own custom Lego minifigure. I'll have to come back and do that sometime, but now it's time to head across the street to see Cirque du Soleil.
Perfect timing! Oh my god, so good to see you! Oh my god!
Now, I just want to point out a little bit of video magic has happened today because that was filmed Sunday. I filmed this on Thursday as well because I went 2 days this week and I just wanted to get enough footage and also enjoy the show. So this is also footage from the premiere day, which was Thursday. They actually had some performers out front entertaining the audience as they walked in. I also got to see they had a camera person getting some shots for the premiere. It looks like they were going to be filming some footage because it is the last premiere in the US before they go to the Canary Islands. So if you want to catch Bazzar while it's still here, definitely go to the Cirque du Soleil webpage and see if they have tickets available. They should have plenty actually for the Minneapolis tour, but time's running out, so make sure you get those tickets. While we wait for the doors to open, you can stop in the beer garden and enjoy a drink. However, they were a little bit high priced, so I recommend drinking something before you go. Not alcohol per se, but like a beverage beforehand, because it is kind of expensive. Now, I love that they're visiting Minneapolis, but one of the downsides of this location is it's right by the airport and the planes were going overhead were pretty loud. So while it did kind of blend in with the ambient noise in the tent, it wasn't ideal. But now that we got our tickets, let's head on into the big top and see what the gift shop looks like. If you're feeling hungry before the show, definitely stop by Concessions, maybe grab an ice cream or some popcorn or a soda even. It is a little pricey, like I said earlier at the beer garden, same kind of thing going on here. But it really is beautiful to look around the boutique and see what kind of products they have, because they've definitely changed over the years. I remember watching the gift shop grow, shrink, and change over time. I do like this I do my own stunt shirt though. I might have to get one at some point. They had lots of shirts. They even had collapsible top hats, which I found really cool. And of course, you can get a program or a t-shirt from the show. Or if you have to pack light, they have some small stuff like keychains as well. I opted for the program, of course, but check out this viewfinder. They have ones for different shows like Alegria, O, Kuza, Ka, and Curios. Also, they have better seats sometimes. They can offer you for $10 more at the concierge booth. And the show's about to start. I'm not allowed to film a lot during this show, but I did want to give you a little preview. So let's get our seats and check out the show. After the show, I got to tour backstage and see how the building operates, which is really neat because you never really get to see this side of the show. This is what the artists see when they run out on stage. Then we got to see the different costuming areas and the training areas for the artists. They have to have a whole bunch of departments on tour with them just in case anything happens to the costumes or a performer needs some physio work done. It's really neat to see how organized this show really is. You know how some t-shirts have different washing instructions? Well, all of the artists' costumes have specific washing instructions. In the back lot, artists can grab a bite to eat from the kitchen. Yes, Cirque Du Soleil has their own kitchen staff to make sure all the artists' dietary needs are met. Right next to the kitchen, I spotted this old Saltimbanco trunk from their old tour. I want to thank Dario, Miles, and Johnny for making this experience an unforgettable one, and I really hope you all go see the show while it's still in town. And if you don't catch it, there's a bunch of other Cirque shows touring the world, so definitely check them out. Thank you so much for watching this week. Make sure you hit the thumbs up and the subscribe button, and I'll see you next time.